Today I will explain about the offense of cheating as mentioned under IPC. The meaning of cheating is defined under section 415 of IPC. It says that A cheats B according to this section 415. A cheats B if there are four circumstances under which we can say that A cheats B. A cheats B if first A knowingly represents a non-existing fact to B as existing fact, or represents an existing fact to B as non-existing fact. And by such false representation, A induces B to deliver any property. The property may be movable or immovable. Such delivery may be to A or it may be to any other person. The second circumstances is that if A knowingly represents a non-existing fact to B, existing fact, or represents an existing fact to B as non-existing fact, and by such false representation, A induces B to deliver any property, whether it may be movable or immovable, to him, that is to A or to any other person. The third situation is when A knowingly represents a non-existing fact to B as existing fact, or represents an existing fact to B as non-existing fact, and thereby induces B to do anything which B would not have done if false representation had not been made by A, and which act causes or is likely to cause harm to B in body, mind, reputation or property. And the fourth situation is when A knowingly represents a non-existing fact to B as an existing fact, or represents an existing fact to B which is not existing, and by such false representation A induces B to omit or to do anything which B would not omit if false representation had not been made to B, and such omission causes are likely to cause damage or harm to B in body, mind, reputation or property. So these are the four situations in which, as per IPC, one can say that A cheats B. If B, after believing false representation made by A as true, delivers any property, then the offense comes under section 420. And if no delivery of any property has been made, then the offense comes under section 417 of IPC. Section 420 of IPC is punishable with imprisonment up to 7 years and with fine, whereas the offense under section 417 of IPC is punishable with imprisonment up to 1 year or with fine or with both. The word deceiving as used in the section 415 of IPC means making false representation, knowingly making false representation about a fact which is not in existence, but showing to the other side, the other person, that it is in existence, or making false representation about non-existence of a fact which in fact exists. This is called deceiving. The section 415 is divided into two separate classes. In the first class, in the first portion, the person who is so deceived is induced to deliver any property to any person, or to give consent that any person should retain the property. In the second set of definition, the person who is induced with purpose that the said other person should do something which he wouldn't have done if such false representation had not been made to him, or with a view to induce that other person to omit to do something which he would not have omitted to do if he had not been so deceived, or if such false representation had not been made to him. जिस चीज का अस्तित्व नहीं है उसका अस्तित्व को बताना, या जो अस्तित्व में है लेकिन उसके बारे में यह बताना कि वो अस्तित्व में नहीं है, इसे कहते हैं जानबूझकर गलत रिप्रेजेंटेशन करना, और इसी को कहते हैं डिसीव। 415 में जिसके बारे में लिखा गया है। और ये जो फॉल्स रिप्रेजेंटेशन है, जो गलत पिक्चर दिखाया जाता है सामने वाले को, उसका उद्देश्य ये है कि या तो सामने वाला सहमति दे कि जो प्रॉपर्टी किसी के पास है उसी के पास रहे, या फिर सामने वाला कोई प्रॉपर्टी डिलीवर करे। यह जरूरी नहीं है कि यह प्रॉपर्टी जिसने फॉल्स रिप्रेजेंटेशन किया है उसी को डिलीवर करे, यह किसी और पर्सन को भी डिलीवर किया जा सकता है। कभी कभी वस्तु स्थिति सामने वाले को गलत इसलिए बताया जाता है ताकि वह करे जो यदि उसको सही स्थिति बताया जाए तो वह नहीं करना चाहेगा, या वह नहीं करे जो अगर उसको सही स्थिति मालूम हो। For the offense of cheating, it is necessary to show that intention of the accused was dishonest since beginning. Since beginning, he was not intended to fulfill his promise. Then and then only the said promise can be termed as cheating. But if it is not shown that his intention was dishonest since beginning, and if the accused become unable to fulfill his promise because of changed circumstances which he was not knowing at the beginning, then the offense of cheating is not made out. For the offense of cheating, it is also necessary that the aggrieved, that is the person to whom false representation had been made, acted on the false representation believing it as a true. If the aggrieved person, that is the person to whom false representation had been made, knows about truthness of the false representation, he knows that the representation is false, and even then, if he acts on the said false representation, then the offense of cheating is not made out, but the offense will be attempt to cheat. The offense under section 417 of IPC is non-cognizable, whereas the offense punishable under section 420 of IPC is cognizable. It means that in case the offense is committed under section 420 of IPC, one can lodge FIR with the police station. But in case of offense under section 417, such FIR cannot be lodged. This is the difference between the two sections. So now I complete my explanation on the offense of cheating today. In the next session, I will take another topic. Thank you.